The story opens on a hunt, where two brothers, Joe and Danny, display their impressive aim. After their successful hunt, their conversation shifts to their third brother, Roy. Roy is a fiercely violent fighter, constantly embroiled in conflicts that cycle him in and out of jail, a lifestyle Joe particularly dislikes. Danny, however, holds on to hope, believing Roy was once a good man and is on the verge of turning his life around, abandoning his destructive habits. We then find Roy minutes away from his next fight. He passionately kisses his girlfriend before entering the arena, where eager spectators await. Roy dominates from the start, delivering a powerful, unanswerable blow that seems to knock out his opponent. Immediately, he returns to his girlfriend, resuming their intimate moment. Unexpectedly, his opponent rises. In this lawless fight, the opponent attacks again, gaining the upper hand. After a brutal hit, Roy loses the match. His boss, Julian, is enraged. He confronts Roy. "Because of you, I've suffered a $10 million loss today, and you'll pay for it." Roy protests his perfect 4-year record, but Julian retorts, "I know, and I also know why you're losing now. Your performance has plummeted since this girl came into your life. You've been having too much fun with her. Now you pay the price." Then, in front of Roy, Julian's men brutally murder his girlfriend. Julian takes a devastated Roy to his warehouse, filled with raw, priceless diamonds. Julian hands Roy a diamond and offers him a job. Deliver these diamonds to a specific location. If he succeeds, all his debts will be forgiven, and he'll receive $1 million to live out his life comfortably. Roy, surprised, asks why him, given Julian's many other men. Julian explains, "I've seen your driving, and I know your stubbornness. You're the one for this job. I know you were Special Forces, one of their best soldiers. Plus, you have 2 brothers, both skilled soldiers, and you'll need their help. Most importantly, you owe me a lot. If you fail, I'll kill your entire family. Your brothers, their wives, and their children one by one." Roy, left with no choice, reluctantly agrees. Meanwhile, Roy tries repeatedly to call Joe, but Joe, still harboring anger, ignores his calls. On the other side, Danny, still working for the government, tries calling Joe but can't reach him, growing worried. The next morning, Danny goes to Joe's house. Joe explains he was busy training his horses for an upcoming race and admits he ignored Roy's calls last night. Danny scolds him, "You did wrong. Swallow your anger. Roy is our brother. He might be in trouble and need us. We can't forget that. If he's in trouble, we have to help him, because that's what brothers do." After their conversation, Danny heads into Joe's house. Just then, Roy arrives. Joe's family greets Roy with joy. Danny informs Joe of Roy's arrival, suggesting, "Maybe you didn't answer his call, so he came to talk to you." But Joe dismisses it. "I want nothing to do with him. He's only here because he's in trouble. When things are good for him, he never remembers us. I won't talk to such a selfish man." Roy, hearing Joe's words, says, "I shouldn't have come here. I'm leaving now," and turns to go. Danny approaches Roy and assures him, "Joe still loves you. He's just a little angry. Tell me, what can I do for you?" Roy confesses he's in trouble and needs Danny to stay with him for the next few days. Danny agrees, and they both get into Roy's truck, driving off. On the road, Danny presses Roy, "What's the matter? What's the problem?" Roy explains he's transporting a very expensive item belonging to a dangerous gangster. He has to deliver it flawlessly because if he makes any mistake, severe problems will arise. The gangsters know everything about him and will find him anywhere, so they must operate strictly on their terms. As night falls, they stop at a bar. Roy explains it belongs to a friend and is a common spot for big fights. They can stay the night there. They go inside, and soon, a dangerous fight erupts. A fighter named Big Duke wins and shouts in victory. Roy, seeing this, strips off his clothes and challenges Big Duke. A long, fierce fight ensues, but in the end, Roy defeats Big Duke. The next morning, they resume their journey. After a while, they reach a warehouse belonging to Julian. They meet Polly, Julian's right-hand man, who is to give them the diamonds and the delivery location. Polly leads them inside and shows them bottles of soft drinks, explaining the diamonds are hidden inside so the police won't suspect anything, allowing them to get away easily. Roy likes the idea. They load the bottles into the car and continue their journey. A few hours into their trip, hunger strikes. Roy stops his truck at a convenience store, and they both go inside for food. Meanwhile, several cars pull up near their truck, and masked, armed men pour out. The shopkeeper sees them outside, and the masked men open fire indiscriminately, killing anyone in their path. Roy and Danny are still inside, but Roy realizes their intent. Before they can react, the thieves drive away with their truck. Roy and Danny rush out, steal a car from the parking lot, and pursue the truck. Danny, his condition worsening, repeatedly asks Roy what's inside the truck, but Roy only focuses on chasing it. The thieves launch another, larger attack that Roy and Danny can't withstand, allowing the thieves to escape with the truck. Danny grows angry. "Tell me the truth right now. What was inside that truck? Why did such dangerous people come here and steal it?" Roy finally reveals that the truck contained hundreds of diamonds worth $50 million, all belonging to Julian, a very dangerous mafia boss. On the other side, Julian has discovered that Roy hasn't reached his destination and is unreachable. Julian, enraged, believes Roy has cheated him and run off with the diamonds. He alerts all his men. We then discover that the thief is none other than Polly, the same man who gave the diamonds to Roy but then sent his own men to steal them, intending to claim ownership. Back with Roy and Danny, Roy tells Danny they must recover the diamonds as soon as possible. He explains that if he doesn't return them to Julian, Julian will go after Joe's family, killing Joe, his wife, and children. That's why we have to reach the diamonds as soon as possible. However, their car is broken, forcing them to continue on foot. Meanwhile, Joe returns home from the market. As he enters, he discovers his wife and children are missing. The house is in disarray, indicating a kidnapping. Joe frantically reviews his enemies but can think of none. He calls Roy, explaining that his wife and children have been kidnapped, but he doesn't know by whom. Roy tells him, "I know where your wife and children are. A man named Julian has kidnapped them. It's all my fault, but I promise you that I will bring them back soon." He hangs up. Roy then calls Julian and explains what happened on the road. Julian doesn't believe him. "Stop lying to me. You only have 48 hours. If you don't bring all my diamonds back, I'll kill them all." He hangs up too. As soon as Danny learns all this, he also gets angry at Roy. "You should have told me the whole truth first. You lied to me and put our family in danger. Now I can't live with you anymore." Danny leaves. But after walking a short distance, he realizes he has to help Roy. Otherwise, Roy will be alone. He returns to Roy, and they begin planning their next move together. Two detectives, Johnson and Garcia, have been tailing Julian for a long time, knowing he's involved in illegal activities and determined to expose him. Now, their focus shifts to Roy, watching his every move. Meanwhile, Joe, consumed by rage, descends into his basement, revealing a hidden arsenal of dangerous weapons. He's desperate to get his wife and children back, knowing it won't be easy. Armed, he sets out to find his brothers. Upon reaching Roy, Joe loses control, assaulting him, blaming him for his family's predicament. Danny intervenes, calming them, emphasizing that this isn't the time for infighting. They must rescue their family. From a distance, Johnson and Garcia observe, awaiting their next move. Julian sends a picture of Joe's wife and children to Roy's phone, further enraging Joe. Roy declares he knows Julian's headquarters. The three brothers pile into a car and head towards it. By morning, they're at the headquarters. Being elite soldiers, they know how to infiltrate. Joe and Roy enter, while Danny takes a sniper position outside to provide support. Inside, they ruthlessly eliminate every guard in their path. No one can stop them. Simultaneously, a confrontation is unfolding inside between Polly and Julian. Polly confesses to stealing the diamonds, explaining his weariness of Julian's disrespect despite his constant work. He reveals a deeper truth. This entire business empire belongs to his family, and Julian was merely adopted by his uncle. Polly declares it's time to claim what's rightfully his. Their argument is interrupted by the sound of gunfire. Joe has arrived. Distracted, Julian fires at Joe, whose gun also runs out of bullets. They resort to hand-to-hand combat. Julian, proving stronger, overpowers Joe, seemingly killing him. But before Julian can do anything more, Roy arrives and shoots Julian, who screams in pain, reminding Roy of the work he gave him when he had nothing, only for Roy to turn against him. Roy is momentarily distracted, and Julian seizes the opportunity, killing Roy. However, before Julian can fully celebrate, Polly rises and shoots Julian once, then shoots Joe again. Polly believes he has killed both of them. He orders his men to retrieve Roy's body. Outside, Danny, unable to contact his brothers, senses something is wrong and enters the building to help. He finds Joe still alive, having been protected by a bulletproof vest. Joe tells Danny that Roy has been taken and they must follow them immediately, or Roy will die. The two brothers rush to their car. Danny calls his contacts in the army, requesting a large supply of weapons, explaining they face a powerful gangster. His contact confirms the weapons are on their way. Meanwhile, Polly confronts Roy, telling him he wants him to fight one last battle against his best fighter. If Roy wins, his brother's wife and children, who are held captive there, will be released. If he loses, they will die with him. Roy, despite his exhaustion, prepares to fight. On the other side, Danny and Joe, joined by Danny's partner and fully armed thanks to the army backup, arrive at the location, having tracked Roy's phone. Inside, Roy is taking a brutal beating. He was already exhausted, and this fighter relentlessly attacks every part of his body, numbing him. Then, Danny takes his sniper position and systematically eliminates Polly's men. Seeing his brother's actions, Roy gathers his remaining strength and breaks the fighter's resistance. While Danny's team finishes off the remaining guards, Roy defeats his opponent. Joe arrives and kills the goons surrounding his wife and children, freeing them. Polly tries to escape, but the three brothers block his path. Before they can kill him, Johnson and Garcia, the FBI agents, arrive and arrest Polly for all his crimes. They thank Joe and his brothers, acknowledging their invaluable assistance to the FBI. Everyone then returns home. For the first time, Joe and Roy are seen talking amicably. Roy has decided to abandon his violent past, no longer fighting, and will now support Joe. The three brothers will run their family's business together, continuing to train horses. The film ends here.